Welcome back to the Big Movie Mouth-Off. We're here at Brovie Cinema Pub reviewing more movies. I'm Jeff Weiss with MSN Entertainment.
And I'm Jimmy Martin with Slug Magazine.
Our next movie is Super, a violent superhero comedy slash thriller from writer-director James Gunn, who you might remember from the film Slither. He also wrote the remake of Dawn of the Dead as well as the Scooby-Doo movies. Here he's doing a tale of a short-order cook who's decided it's his mission to fight crime after his wife leaves him for a drug dealer. The superhero in question is Rainn Wilson from The Office.
And he plays the Crimson Bolt, is the persona that he's taken on, and his wife is played by Liv Tyler, and the drug dealer in question is Kevin Bacon. Some good performances, and let's not forget that he attracts the attention of a comic book store clerk played by Ellen Page, who soon enough becomes his assistant sidekick, Bolty.
Excuse me, have you seen my wife?
I don't think she wants to see you anymore.
What? Sarah!
Don't touch my car again. I'm going. That's not the kind of touching I meant.
Jock, he stole my wife. Can you arrest him?
Sometimes it's better just to accept these things.
Batman, Batarang, pipe bombs, utility belt.
Utility belt.
Green Arrow has a bow and arrow.
Okay.
Why do you need all those?
I'm making up my own superhero. He needs a weapon. That'll do.
Cool.
All it takes to be a superhero is the choice to fight evil. Shut up, crime. Don't steal. Don't deal drugs. Don't molest kids.
Brutal assault by the Crimson Bolt continued last night.
Are you him?
No.
That's cool. I could be your kid's sidekick. Ta-da! How do I look?
That's inappropriate.
Frank is the only thing that will save me.
We will take those suckers down.
That's good.
Let's do this. You just sit here and wait for crime to happen?
That's right.
This is so boring.
No, it's funny because when you mention James Gunn's previous films, I see where his style of humor comes into.
Absolutely. He also did trauma films before this too, like Romeo and Juliet.
And so he's got, I think he can hit realistic drama very well. And he can also hit the over-the-top comedy really well.
Right.
The problem, and this film has both.
Yes.
And it's
when it's comic, it's trying to be wacky comedy.
Yeah, wacky comedy.
I mean,
cartoons over it,
Red Bolt, for example, armed with his pipe wrench, clocks a guy for cutting in line.
Yeah, you can't butt in line.
Yeah, so he hits a guy in the head with the wrench.
But then you've got, a wife who is a former heroin addict who is destroying her life completely. And so there's these moments of like, wow, that's really, heartbreaking. And the other parts you're kind of like, yeah, get that guy a broken line. And then you start thinking about it, this doesn't really work well together.
No.
It's very, So.
Especially for me because I didn't think the humor worked particularly well in it.
I liked the humor, I did, but matched with the drama,
right?
It doesn't work. To me, you have two films that you were making,
right?
And you couldn't decide on either one. Separately, I think they would both be great films, but you match them together and it doesn't work.
Yeah, the touching stone here is Kick-Ass, I think.
Yeah.
Which tried to do similar things, and I was not the biggest proponent of Kick-Ass, but its melding of comedy and violent action thriller.
It worked.
Worked more for me. You know what else really didn't work for me? Rainn Wilson as a sympathetic hero. There's something really off-putting about him.
It's just because I want to say, I think he gives a decent performance. I think
he tries.
But he's got this Dwight persona from The Office that I think is just sticking with people.
Right.
And I really wish he could break out of it. And I think this was an attempt to do it, but he's just not quite there yet. Because I saw him, and he's having these moments of just meltdowns.
Right.
And I'm still like, you're kind of goofy, and you're Rainn Wilson, and I know, why aren't you making me chuckle?
Well, I just don't think he's ready for his big screen close-up yet.
No.
Especially because there are people on The Office who do. Steve Carell has leading man charisma.
Sure.
Ed Helms, who was recently in Cedar Rapids, has leading man charisma. Rainn Wilson does not have leading man charisma, I don't think.
Not yet, if anything.
He's a supporting performer. You know who else needs to be kept in supporting roles? Very small supporting roles? Ellen Page, whom...
You see what I'm getting at here.
No.
Batman had Robin. The original Human Torch had Toro. The Flash had Kid Flash. I could be your kid's sidekick.
How old are you?
Well, I'm 22, you know? But compared to you, I'm a kid, right?
I guess.
Right. Now, look, the most important thing, obviously, is the name. All right? Now, you gotta think of it like how it sounds with the Crimson Bolt, all right? So, okay. The Crimson Bolt and Bolt Girl. The Crimson Bolt and Kid Crimson. The Crimson Bolt and the Creeping Bam.
What's a creeping bam?
What's a Toro?
She was fine in Inception, but you know why? Because they kept her restrained. When she's that annoying, yappy little dog that's in your ear, she's really annoying. She's really annoying in this.
I disagree with you because she is that yappy dog. Because this movie, it kind of drags its legs all the way to about the halfway mark with Rainn Wilson trying to give a dramatic performance. But when Ellen Page comes into it, she's the puppy who's let loose and gives this film an energetic boost that it needed. Because, and I will agree, like she can come across annoying and like that. But I think that's her character. I mean, literally, she is jumping up and down in excitement when they're fighting crime. You know what I mean? And I want to be like, let's try to get this, new puppy trained a little bit and calm down.
Right.
But I think if you didn't have that, God, you'd be asleep by the credits.
Yes.
You would be. You'd have to be. I mean, there's no way you wouldn't.
I will grant you that, but she's trying too hard. She's trying too hard, and I'll grant you a really sleepy pace and dull tone to the thing, which is really surprising for me because I really liked Slither, which worked really well. But this is just such a mishmash of things.
You're not supposed to kill him!
I'm just learning. You have to teach me these things.
This is not about good and evil. This is about she loved me more because I am interesting.
It's like he went back to Troma, where it's throw everything at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
There's a pseudo-religious storyline in there where he's received some sort of inspiration that he's to become a superhero, with a no payoff side role by Nathan Fillion as a religious superhero.
Yeah, on television.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. Like, I'm the kind of guy who's like, I always say either you make fun of everything or you don't make fun of anything at all, like that. And I, of course, go for the first one. But to sit there and just bash over and over with a religious aspect, I'm like, I got it. You made your joke. Let's keep going like that.
It was so toothless.
He keeps coming back. And I'm like, I got it. Like, you're making religious jokes and okay, but like, go back to the story that you're actually trying to drive and you're not doing it.
Yeah.
And so, that just bugged me because I'm just like, you've only got, 90 minutes. You're wasting a lot of your time here.
Yeah. But see, I think a lot of that is he had so little material to begin with.
I think that's true.
It's really story thin, character thin, unpleasant, didn't work for me. I gave it 1.5 stars.
Ooh.
I really did not care for it.
Yeah, see, I like I said, I liked both sides of it. I wanted to like it more. I mean, there's a grand finale. And I don't want to ruin things for you. And I loved it. I mean, it was so dramatic and like over the top. And I'm like, where was this movie the entire time? And that's like the last 20 minutes or so. And and I enjoyed the hell out of that. So for that, I gave it 2.5 stars. And that's, I want to just grab, okay, you take your funny script over here and you go that way, and you take your realistic one and you go, and you separate, go your separate ways and make a good movie.
Maybe it needed a stronger director.
Or, yeah, maybe.
And a recasting.
Poor Rainn. So.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all our movies for this week. We also reviewed the films this week, Water for Elephants, which I gave 2 stars, and Jimmy gave 3.
That's right. Then we did Win-Win, which I gave 3.5 stars, and Vice here gave it 4 stars. Yeah. And he's begging you to go see it.
Please, go see that, especially over Super. That is... And Cedar Rapids, too. You should go see that, too, with Ed Helms. Rainn Wilson's co-worker on The Office. You should see that instead of that, especially Win-Win.
So those are our 3 movies for the week. Next week we're going to be reviewing the next series or chapter in the Fast and the Furious, Fast 5, and we'll see how that one goes.
The Rock.
So we'll see you then.